Hello students, this is a class for BA Part 3 and we will be reading a poem by Robert Frost today. The title of the poem is The Birches. Robert Frost is the most loved American poet of 20th century. If we talk about his achievements, he was awarded 4 Pulitzer Prize for poetry. Pulitzer Prize is one of the most prestigious prizes given in the field of literature. He was conferred upon 40 honorary degrees across the world, and he was nominated for the most prestigious literary award, Nobel Prize for Literature, 31 times. So you can just imagine the accolades that the poet has received in his lifetime. So illustrious and so venerated a poet we will be reading today. He was master of turning everyday moments and simple rural scenes into treasures of insight and discovery, making them philosophically rich. He is considered to be a master blender of tradition and innovation. In his poetry, he used colloquial language and he explores complex social realities and philosophical situations. Now we come to the poem. The poem Birches appears in one of his most famous volume of poetry, Mountain Interval, which was published in 1916. This poem is written in blank verse, and the poet describes the simple act of swinging birch trees. Birches are actually trees which are flexible, and generally swinging on the birches is a common sport for the children in rural part of New England in America. And the poet himself spent his childhood in this area only. The poet wishes to be able to revisit the childhood experience of swinging the birches in order to get momentary escape and respite from the adult grown-ups world. So let us see the poem. It's a very interesting poem. Just see how he begins. When I see birches, we can imagine that the poet is revisiting his childhood scene of New England. He has come there and he says, when I see birches, the trees, bent to left and right across the line of straighter, darker trees. See, straighter, darker trees. He uses two comparative words, straighter, more straight, darker, more dark trees. So there is a line of trees, and in this line, there are so many straight trees which appear to be dark because of the atmosphere of rainy season. On the left hand side and on the right hand side, the trees are bent down. And on this scenario where there are so many bent down trees, there are certain straight trees also which are straighter, which are darker than other trees which have already been bent. I like to think. The poet, in his imagination, remembers his childhood and says, I like to think. It gives him pleasure to think that some boy has been swinging them. Some boy, in his playfulness, in order to enjoy himself, when he is by his own side, he swings them, and because of the swinging, because of this enjoyment, the entertainment or the recreation of the child, the trees have become bent down. But the poet becomes more rational and says, swinging does not bend them down, to stay as ice storms do. As he has been a resident of this place for a long period, he remembers that there may be two regions of the bending of these trees. One is ice storm and the other is the swinging of the children. So, on one aspect, he has already thought, he has given his idea that maybe some child was bending them down, swinging over them, swinging upon them. But he says, swinging in this manner does not bend down to stay. Stay means to make them bend down permanently. Swinging of a child generally gives the child a recreation, but the tree, as soon as the child gets down, must go back to its original straight position. But ice storms bend them down for a longer period, for a permanent period maybe. So he says that the fancy and the reality. Fancy is, imagination is, kalpana ye hai कि some boy must have bent them down to stay, and the reality, the poet later on realizes, is this कि ice storms must be the reason for this permanent bending of the trees. Often you must have seen them loaded with ice. Now he thinks upon, he meditates upon the ice storms. So you must have seen them. Them means the trees loaded with ice. A sunny winter morning after a rain. After a rain, after the storm, after the frost, on a winter morning, and the winter morning is sunny, the poet imagines. Sunny means when the sun is shining brightly. ऐसी morning में, when you see the trees loaded with ice, they click upon themselves. So when the sun is there in the sky, they click upon themselves as the breeze rises. The wind is also there, and the effect of the wind upon the branches of the tree makes them click. क्लिक का मतलब क्या, कड़ की आवाज़, और उसके साथ जो दबी हुई है वो थोड़ी सी हिलती है. When they click upon themselves means the branches of the tree click upon themselves, the sound, and they move upward perhaps. So they click upon themselves as the breeze rises and turn many-colored. The ice which is frozen on the branches of the tree turn many-colored. Why many-colored? Because of the reflection of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. So they turn many-colored as they stir. Stir means movement, हलचल. हवा के कारण जो हलचल है वो, the stir cracks and crazes their enamel. जो enamel है, enamel means paint. जो कलर, जो पेंट आइस का है वो ट्रांसपेरेंट है, बट व्हेन द सनलाइट इज मिक्सड विद दैट कलर, द अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज गिव ऑलमोस्ट ए रेनबो लाइक इफेक्ट. कई बहुत सारे रंग उनमें उभरने लगते हैं, लेकिन दे क्रैक एंड क्रेज, द स्टर, द मूवमेंट ऑफ द branch disturbs this enamel or puts many colors in the enamel. Soon the sun's warmth makes them shed crystal shells, and because of the growing warmth upon the branches which are frozen with the ice cubes, the ice crystals, crystal shells means the ice crystals, they shed themselves because of the sun's warmth. सूरज की गर्मी से जमी हुई बर्फ़ टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में, क्रिस्टल शेल्स में शैटर करती है. शैटर मतलब ब्रेक डाउन इनटू पीसेस एंड एवलांचिंग. एवलांच इज ए टिपिकल फ्रेज विच मीन्स जो भूस्खलन होता है, जो बर्फ़ का स्खलन होता है जहाँ पहाड़ों में, वो एवलांच कहलाता है. द ice storm, that is avalanche, those shattering and avalanching on the snow crust. The earth is also frozen. There is lot of ice on the earth also, and on the pavement of the snow from the branches of the tree also fall down, and the poet compares this falling down of ice crystals on the ground with avalanche, with the shattering and avalanching on the snow crust. So it gives you a beautiful picture of an avalanche, a small vision or imagery of avalanche. So shattering and avalanching on the snow crust, बर्फ़ जमी हुई है और उसके ऊपर पेड़ से आइस क्रिस्टल्स गिरती हैं, तो ये कंपेयर किया गया है एवलांच से. सच हीप्स ऑफ ब्रोकन ग्लास, एंड नाउ द आइस क्रिस्टल्स आर कंपेयर्ड विद ग्लास, ब्रोकन ग्लास. तो सच हीप्स, हीप कहते हैं ढेर को, तो ये ढेर के ढेर जो ब्रोकन ग्लास हैं, इनको व्हेन वन ट्राइज टू स्वीप अवे, साफ करने की जब कोई कोशिश करता है इस ब्रोकन ग्लास को, दैट इज़ टू से द स्नो क्रस्ट को, तो यू वुड थिंक, आपको ऐसा लगेगा, यू विल इमेजिन इनर डोम ऑफ हेवन एंड फॉलन. ऐसा लगेगा जैसे इनर डोम, डोम समझते हैं, गुंबद जो होता है वो, तो द स्काई इज कंपेयर्ड विद ए डोम एंड द इनर डोम ऑफ हेवन, हेवन मीन्स स्काई हियर. तो आसमान का जो ये डोम है और डोम का इनर वाला पार्ट है, ऐसे लगता है जैसे वो गिर गया हो व्हेन यू ट्राई टू क्लीन सो मच ऑफ आइस. सो इट्स ए ब्यूटिफुल इमेज. ए सिंपल सीन is transformed into a beautiful natural phenomena you can see. This is the speciality of Robert Frost. They are dragged to the withered bracken. They means the trees, the birches. The birches are dragged down, नीचे drag कर लिए गए हैं, to the withered bracken. Withered means मुरझाए हुए. Withered bracken. Bracken is actually plants that grow on the ground. तो withered brackens वहाँ तक, मतलब the trees are dragged very low on the ground by the load. How come? Because of the load of ice, they are dragged down and they seem not to break. The most interesting thing is this, कि they seem not to break. That is to say, they have so much of flexibility that even though they are almost touching to the ground, they have the resilience, they have the flexibility that they do not break. Though once they are bowed so low for so long, लेकिन एक there is one another reality कि if they are bowed down so low, इतना नीचे for long period, तो they never right themselves, they do not go back in their straighter condition. वापस अपनी सीधी वाली पोजीशन में they will not be able to go back. You must see their trunks. Tana. Trunk is tana. You may see their trunks arching. Arching matlab bending down in the woods. Woods is actually forest in American language. So you may see their trunks arching, bending in the woods, in the forests, years afterwards. Even for years, the tree is permanently impaired in this manner, bent down permanently in this manner, trailing their leaves on the ground. And in this manner, when the tree is bowed down to such a low state, so the leaves on the branches also trail upon the ground, trail on the ground. वो नीचे लटकती रहती हैं. और इसके लिए the poet gives a beautiful simile, बहुत अच्छी सी उपमा देता है, like the leaves which are bending down on the ground are compared with girls on hands and knees. Girl who has come down on her hands and knees, पाँव पे आ गई है, हाथ पे आ गई है, मतलब all four, जानवर की तरह से चौपाया बन गई है लड़की. कैसे? that throw their hair before them, और आगे अपने बाल लटका लेती है. they throw their hair upon before them over their heads. किस लिए? to dry in the sun. As if a girl is sitting on her knees and on her hands, and she has put her hair down over her head in order to dry her hair in the sunlight. तो वैसा ही कुछ सीन यहाँ पे द पोएट इमेजिन्स, ही कंपेयर्स इज द सिचुएशन। आज इतना करते हैं। We will do the rest of the poem tomorrow. Thank you, friends. If you find any kind of difficulty in the poem, you can talk to me, you can WhatsApp me your problems. Thank you.